So what's going on, you guys? Ghost here, and today I'm gonna be going over with you guys what in my opinion are the worst set of maps here in Call of Duty. So I'm gonna be going over one Call of Duty game that in my opinion has the worst set of base maps in the game. So this doesn't include any DLC maps, and as you see already, it's Call of Duty Ghosts. I personally think Call of Duty Ghosts has the worst set of default maps here in the game because for one main reason, most of the maps here in Call of Duty Ghosts are not well designed and they're very big. So let's go to Stonehaven, which is one of the biggest maps in Call of Duty, and I believe this is the largest map here in Call of Duty Ghosts. This is just such a massive and wide open map, and it's perfect for sniping, of course, but other than that, if you're a person like me who loves to rush around with assault rifles, SMGs, and shotguns and all that stuff, then no, this map is not for you at all. But going to Siege, this is a 3-lane map, right? Which I love the 3-lane design, but the thing is, Siege is such a huge map. You know, if Siege was shrunken down a little bit, then maybe this would have been an okay map to play on, but I don't think it would have been because Siege is just not appealing to look at. That's just the thing. But going to Flooded, this map, as you see, has 3 lanes, one right there where I'm standing, one in the middle, and then just one down there, which that's a very oddly shaped lane right there. But this map has so many layers to it, like so many floors, that you won't know where you're getting shot from, either up or down. And that's the problem with Flooded. There's so much to this map to look at because you have to look in every direction or else you're gonna get killed, which nope, that is bad really. Then going to Stormfront, this is a super huge map as well, with so many snipers and just so many people just standing in one spot waiting for you to, walk across the road or something, and you get shot randomly, you don't know where it's from. And going to Chasm, this map is so massive as well, literally no design to it. It's just a lot of rubble and broken down streets everywhere, which makes it hard to spot people sometimes. And the overall look of this map, it's not appealing. It reminds me of Aftermath from BO2, but this map just has so many unnecessary layers and so many unnecessary floors that you have to watch every single one and just go to every single one to find people. And then going to Prison Break, this is a massive map as well. Snipers and assault rifles definitely dominate Prison Break, and especially those ghillie suit users too, because people who wear ghillie suits on Prison Break, and honestly most maps in Ghosts, they're going to be blending into the surroundings, which makes it hard for you to spot them. And just in general, it's hard to spot people on Prison Break. Going to Overlord, this is such a massive map as well. I mean, it is a 3-lane map, it seems like, with the overall design. It's just a very large 3-lane map, kind of like how Siege is. If this map was shrunken down, then maybe it would have been alright. Like, most of the time I do know where people are here on Overlord, but the thing is, it's just such a big map that I have to keep on constantly running around to find people. But other than that, guys, this is an okay map, right, but not the greatest. Going to Whiteout, this is a huge map as well, but despite its size, I think this is an okay map. It plays kind of fast-paced at times, especially in Domination, for being such a big map, which is pretty surprising because Whiteout has so many unnecessary areas that people don't go in, and that's why it's kind of fast-paced in Domination. People go constantly to the B flag and the cave, and that's just the main high traffic area. But other than that, the other areas aren't that used at all whatsoever. People just go towards the cave, and that's really it. And I think overall it's an okay map, but it's just certainly not a good map at all. So those are 8 maps, guys, in Call of Duty Ghosts that I think are bad maps. And going to the good maps here, we have Freight, which I think this is probably the fan favorite map here in Call of Duty Ghosts. For the most part, whenever people brought up Freight, it was always positive things about it. It was a very good competitive map from what I remember from people playing on and seeing gameplay of. People love playing on Freight, and I love playing on Freight as well. So going to Octane, this is as well another fan favorite map here in Call of Duty Ghosts. I love the way the map plays, but the overall look of the map, with it being so like white, orange, and just sandy, I don't like the overall look of the map. But besides that point, I think it actually plays pretty well. Going to Warhawk, maybe this is the fan favorite map of Call of Duty Ghosts. I personally love Warhawk so much. It's my favorite map here in Call of Duty Ghosts. The overall design of it is just perfect for a map. It's a well-paced map, which I love that about Warhawk, and you constantly have an idea of where people are going to be at. They're going to be in the motel on top of Gina's Bakery or in the antique shop up there, so Warhawk is a good map. Going to Strike Zone, this is I think probably the smallest map in Call of Duty Ghosts, excluding the DLC maps, and Strike Zone as well is a very fast-paced map. Of course, it's a remake of Dome from Modern Warfare 3 pretty much, so you gotta love Strike Zone. People constantly play this map 24/7. I mean, right now currently there is a Strike Zone 24/7 playlist still going on in Call of Duty Ghosts. Going to Tremor, I don't mind this map at all. I think people just hate Tremor and forget about it probably. But honestly, Tremor is one of those maps in Ghosts where I kind of like it. I think it's an underrated map, even though it's kind of hard to spot people at times, which, yeah, definitely is, and I've died off streaks so many times because I couldn't see them, but I think the overall gameplay of this map is okay because you constantly have an idea of where people are going to be running towards, and that's why I love, for the most part, playing on Tremor. But going to Sovereign, this is another small map in Ghosts, which you don't see quite often, which is also pretty good. I think it's one of the best maps here in Call of Duty Ghosts, so that's why I have it here. And I think that this is by no means a bad map because of the constant action that Sovereign has, especially in domination, at the B flag to the right of me. There's just so much action on Sovereign, and that's why I love it. Going to Freefall, I mean, I don't know if this map is either a good map or a bad map. It just depends on who you are, I guess. You know, there's people who absolutely despise free fall, right? And I understand that. But for people who want to have fast-paced action and constantly have an idea of where enemies are going to be at all the dang time, then yes, free fall is good for you. That's why I love free fall, because it's kind of easy to get cam strikes on free fall. You just gotta go in one main spot of their building and then keep on running back and forth in their spawn and keep on killing them off spawn, and that's why I love free fall. But I definitely understand why people hate this map, and I think it's an okay map, I guess, if that. The main problem that most maps in Ghosts have is the fact that you can't find people. It's so hard to spot people with a lot of the maps, and you just don't have an idea of where they're gonna be at. But with free fall, on the other hand, you always have an idea of where they're gonna be at, and that's why I love smaller maps in Call of Duty. I love fast-paced, constant action, so free fall definitely does have that for me, at least. But I do understand why if you guys dislike free fall. But that's the entire video, guys. I named off all the maps, all the default maps, that is, excluding the DLC maps here in Call of Duty Ghosts. So I named off 8 very bad maps and 7 at the very end good maps. So half of the maps here in Call of Duty Ghosts, in my opinion, are very annoying to play or just unplayable and just honestly very boring as well. Half the maps in Ghosts are super boring. But the other half, like Warhawk, Sovereign, and Freight, they're very fun maps to play. But other than that, guys, in my opinion, Call of Duty Ghosts does have the worst set of default base maps in the game. And comment down below, what do you guys think? Which Call of Duty game takes the cake for you having the worst set of maps? So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.